Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep are the makers of premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to suit your needs and conveniently delivered right to your doorstep. We've had our Helix Sleep mattress now for a few years and we absolutely love it. We are getting terrific sleep. We took the Helix Sleep quiz, which took all the guesswork out of finding the perfect match. Answered the questions, for example, I happen to be a side sleeper, I prefer a firmer style mattress, and I share my bed with my husband, who also took the quiz, and the quiz came up with the perfect compromise in the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe. We've been getting terrific sleep, especially if you compare it to our old mattress, which we inherited. We had it for such a long time and it served us well, but it definitely needed to be replaced. Besides the great comfort, what I really like about our Helix Sleep mattress is that it arrived rolled up in a cardboard box, so we were able to get it up our narrow flight of stairs, and I was able to install the mattress myself. Helix offers 20 unique mattresses to choose from and recently launched a series of mattress toppers. I love the idea of a mattress topper. It's a great way to extend the life of an existing mattress or to make one more comfortable. Helix sent me their premium mattress topper, which is really great for relieving pressure off your shoulders and off your hips. We've been using it on our guest bed and it makes it so much more comfortable, and our guests have reported getting great sleep. All Helix Sleep mattresses come with a 120-night sleep trial to make sure you love it and a lifetime warranty. There are seamless returns and exchanges, and if you live in the US, shipping is free. So here in New England, it is definitely winter. We've been going through a bit of a cold spell, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to make your home and your bedroom extra cozy. So why not take advantage of Helix's President's Day sale exclusive partner offer? It's 27% off site-wide. You can click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade or scan the QR code above. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. Alrighty, my lovelies, today we're going to be tasting cake, more specifically a cake that I purchased at Walmart. So until recently, I did not realize that you could purchase custom-made cakes at Walmart. Very much like back in the day when you could order a cake from your local bakery or supermarket bakery. You could get a birthday cake designed with a race car theme, princesses, even licensed themes like Disney characters or Marvel characters. You could pick a cake. And I remember being a kid and my mom taking the big binder down for me and flipping through the pages and asking me what birthday cake I would like. It's my understanding that many supermarket bakeries still offer this service, but in my area, it doesn't seem to be nearly as vigorous as I remember it. And sometimes the skill level of the cakes can be somewhat questionable. But recently, I've been seeing some videos of this specific cake, a heart-shaped cake that you can order from Walmart. Have you heard of this Lambeth cake? Apparently the name comes from Joseph Lambeth, who was an American who went abroad to Europe to study how they did this kind of piping technique. It's also called overpiping or Victorian style piping or European style. He learned this technique, brought it over to the States, published his own book and called it the Lambeth Method. Smart, branding it himself. Came out with a book teaching how to do it and popularized it, and hence the name Lambeth cake. It's a very kind of frilly, showy, decorative kind of cake, and it's reminiscent of Corinthian columns, kind of sculptural look about it. And oftentimes they're monochrome, but they're definitely showy and frilly and kind of fancy. But this is the style that they're offering at Walmart. So when I heard about it, I knew that I had to get one in person, to see it in person, and then of course taste it. So I ordered myself a cake. Now, not all Walmart stores are able to make cakes. It has to be one of these super centers that include basically a grocery store inside the Walmart store. I went in person and I found the binder, and it was terrific. There's so many cakes that you can order, and I have to say they're pretty impressive in terms of the selection and the quality of the decorating. They weren't just little decorative pics that they put on a plain cake with just a border around it. There's actually some intensive work that had to be put into making these cakes, including the heart cakes, which I was impressed with because there were a few different designs that you can choose from. They also had piñata cakes, which I thought was cool. I asked if I could make my heart cake into a piñata cake and they said no. it had to only be the 8-inch rounds that you can make a piñata. A piñata cake is when you cut it open, it kind of gushes out lots of confetti, sprinkles, or little candies. And the ordering process took me just 5 minutes. I had to choose which style I liked, what colored frosting I wanted, what kind of cake I wanted. They have vanilla cake, chocolate cake. You can get half vanilla, half chocolate, or you can get marble cake. And of course I chose chocolate. And then you can get a filling if you like. That's a little bit extra. I believe it was a custard or a strawberry. Those were additional $3 each, but I just want to make mine as simple as possible. For the simple, most basic one, it's $24.99. Dun, 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 dun. Here is my Lambeth cake from Walmart. I was also really impressed with the turnaround time. I went in late afternoon on a Tuesday, and by Thursday morning I got a text that it was ready. So super fast. Here's the Lambeth cake. This particular cake also came with a little succulent pick in the corner, and I opted not to have that, and I didn't have a message placed on it as well. And in hindsight, I think I should have had a message placed on it because it looks pretty plain as is. Oh my gosh, did I touch it? Okay, good. I thought I squished my cake. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So here's the cake. So at first I thought it wasn't as accurate. I thought there was going to be more frills and more kind of lacy bits, but then when I looked at the reference image, it's pretty accurate. These swirls were supposed to be swirls. I thought they were going to be shells, but we have a couple rows of layering here, and then we have these swirls on the bottom. So overall, pretty impressed with how this looks, right? I just got this carnation pink color. But just to make it a little bit more fun, I saw some Lambeth cakes that were topped with cherries, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. So I bought a bottle of maraschino cherries while I was at Walmart. I first went down the ice cream topping aisle and I found a jar of maraschino cherries, but they had no stems on them. And I think it's really important for this look to have the stem on the top. So I found this jar, which has stems. I don't know if you can see that on camera. So if you go down to the soda aisle, they'll have an area that's kind of the bartending aisle that has tonic water and seltzer and margarita salt. Look for maraschino cherries there. And these ones have the stems. So that's what you're looking for. Okay, I don't know if I can open it though. Oh, okay. Look how alien these look. I'm just going to draw them out of the, we don't want any of that juice, you know, pooling on the cake. This smell is so distinctive. It smells almost like almonds, almond extract. They're in the same family, so it makes sense. I remember being so fascinated by Shirley Temple's, you know, the non-alcoholic drink made with ginger ale, maraschino cherry. I think that's it. Oh, and grenadine. Grenadine just gives it that red color. I think it was the cherry that I was just really into. So bright and sunny and cute. Cute. Alrighty, my lovelies, look at that. Look how stinking cute. Just some cherries on top. For Valentine's, for any time. But how does it taste? Now I have to be honest, I don't have really high expectations because this is a bakery cake, right? A supermarket, Walmart bakery cake, but maybe it could be. Let's find out. I chose the buttercream style frosting. There's also a whipped frosting. It has a little bit of a softer look. I think it needs to be refrigerated. The buttercream style does not. And notice how they use the term style. So I don't think this actually contains butter in the cream, but we'll find out once we taste it. Okay. Cuts very nicely. Now I should give myself a cherry, but I don't actually love maraschino cherries. Okay, look at that. Chocolate, chocolate, they got it right. Let's cut it. Chocolate cake. Let's give it a taste. Itadakimasu. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. It looks a little bit dry in person, but when you taste it, it's not dry. It's appropriately sweet, not too sweet, but definitely more sweet than a muffin. Decent chocolatey flavor. It does taste store-bought. It doesn't taste homemade, but for being store-bought, It's not bad. Let's try some of their frosting. Not my favorite. I've never been a huge frosting fan, particularly this kind of frosting. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's very sweet, has a slight grittiness to it, and it tastes vanilla a bit, but there's no flavor of butter at all. Homemade buttercream, on the other hand, I really, really enjoy that flavor of butter, and the combination of that with the sugar, sometimes there's a splash of vanilla, is delicious. This is not so delicious. It's just very sweet, and I would just avoid it. The cake by itself is fine. It's plenty sweet. The texture is plenty bouncy, not too dry. Has a chocolatey flavor, not intensely chocolate. And again, I don't taste any butter. It definitely has a kind of industrial kitchen flavor to it. But having said that, for what it is, I think it's pretty impressive to be able to buy this entire cake in about 48 hours, even less than that if you want to get technical. For this to be made to order, it's pretty impressive, 25 bucks. You can also customize it a little bit more with some edible glitter to make everything sparkly. And of course you can have a personalized message on top. And you don't have to do cherries if you don't want to. But yeah, pretty stinking great deal. And I'm pretty impressed with the level of piping skill they offer there. Lambeth cakes in Walmart. Who knew? Now you know. All right, my lovelies, happy Valentine's Day if you're celebrating it. Thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. If you want to take advantage of their President's Day sale exclusive partner offer, it's 27% off site-wide. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoy that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! That's a strange burp. I haven't done a burp in a while. Alrighty, now what are we having for dinner? Cake!